Between 2019 and 2021, the Office of the Attorney General took nearly 100 legal actions against the previous Trump administration. Well, as you can see, we know their playbook. We know Project 2025 before it was even published. And we have been working both in my office and with other Democratic AGs across this country to make sure that we would be ready to respond to any attempt to roll back our rights.
All right, joining us to discuss, Professor Emeritus at Harvard Law School and author of Get Trump, Alan Dershowitz. Professor, always great to have you on here. Speaking of your book title, Get Trump, clearly Letitia James, these liberal DAs, specifically Letitia James, whose entire campaign was based on she would get Trump. They just can't let it go. Do they have any legal leg to stand on at this point?
Well, first of all, Letitia James is anything but a liberal. She is a radical, anti-liberal. Liberals don't use the legal system as warfare against elected officials. I'm a liberal. Liberals are good, decent people. Radicals and progressives fall into a very different category. She has abused her office as Attorney General by going after Trump. The title of my book, Get Trump, was based on her campaign pledge. She promised to get Trump. Now, under the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution, obviously, states do not have the power to overrule the federal government and to make laws relating to the presidency of the United States. Obviously, no one's above the law, but that includes the Attorney General herself. She has basically already declared lawfare against the president the day he was elected. And she has warned him that she's coming after him again, even though he's president of the United States. She won't win. She's just doing this to get elected. Her results will almost certainly be reversed on appeal. Certainly that crazy judgment of $500 million based on over-evaluation and under-evaluation of properties is going to be modified or reversed on appeal. And she talks about, the 65 or whatever project. What about it's called the 65 project, which she supports, presumably, which lawyers are going after lawyers who defended Donald Trump, including me. They're trying to get me disbarred in Massachusetts because I defended Donald Trump. And I argued that when machines are used to count, they have to be transparent, just like the government is. So we're seeing warfare. I'm hoping that maybe Donald Trump, when he gets into office, will say, let's put an end to this warfare. Maybe I can start by pardoning Hunter Biden. Let's pardon the people from January 6th who were nonviolent. Let's put an end to this warfare. Let's put an end to Letitia James's attempts to get me and to Alvin Bragg's attempts to get me. They tried, but I think they're failing.
Professor, so a couple of things here. One, you think President Trump may pardon Hunter Biden. Two, Jack Smith. Talk about those cases. I understand they're beginning to wind those down.
Well, I suspect that Smith will be fired, and appropriately can be and should be fired, and that all of his cases will be dropped. Remember, the federal courts have jurisdiction only under cases and controversies. And so if there's no controversy, if the Justice Department refuses to go forward with a case under the Constitution, that case should be dropped. The courts should have no power to render judgments when both sides agree that the case should be dropped. And I suspect whoever is appointed as Attorney General, and I hope he appoints a person who's distinguished and above reproach and nonpartisan, but whoever that is will almost certainly seek to drop these charges, which are not based on good law, against Donald Trump. And then I think the courts will have no power to do anything other than to accept the conclusion that the cases are over. So I think his legal troubles are basically at an end. New York is a bigger problem because Bragg got this conviction based on crimes. I've been doing this 60 years. I still can't figure out what he was convicted of. And so I would hope the courts will reverse that conviction.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Professor Alan Dershowitz, always great having you. Thank you.
Thank you.